The Alfa Romeo Giulia, one of the best-looking sedans ever made. Italian styling, rear-wheel drive, 280 horsepower. Feels like Europe every time you get in it. It also feels like Europe every time it breaks down, which is often. Electrical gremlins, random warning lights, software crashes. One owner said he had a new problem every 3 weeks. That is basically a breakdown subscription service. The Land Rover Defender, built for adventure, goes anywhere, except sometimes home. Parts are expensive, labor is expensive. The list of things that go wrong reads like a horror novel. Air suspension failures, electrical nightmares, transfer case issues. Land Rover owners basically need a second car just to get to work, while the Defender sits at the mechanic. The BMW 7 Series E65, flagship luxury sedan, electronic everything, iDrive system, incredibly advanced for 2002. And that is exactly the problem. All that 2002 technology aged like milk. The iDrive fails constantly. Air suspension collapses. Electronics so complex that independent mechanics refuse to touch them. This car cost over $100,000 new. You can buy one today for $3,000. That price drop is not a deal. That is a warning. The Jaguar XK8, beautiful Grand Tourer, V8 engine, wood and leather everywhere. Looks like old money, feels like old money. Early models had a Nicosil engine lining problem that destroyed thousands of engines. Jaguar knew about it, fixed it eventually. The early owners found out the hard way with a bill that made grown men sit quietly in a car park for a long time. Still one of the most beautiful cars ever made though. Carl acknowledges that. The Lotus Elise, lightweight, incredible handling, genuinely one of the most fun cars ever made. Colin Chapman built it with the philosophy of adding lightness. He also added fiberglass and optimism, and not much else. Anything goes wrong, and you are essentially rebuilding the entire car, because everything is connected to everything else in ways that make no logical sense. Fun to drive, expensive to own. Carl respects it, but Carl also respects his bank account. The entry-level Lamborghini Gallardo, 500 horsepower, screaming V10. Looks and sounds like something from another dimension. Buy one with high miles, and you are not buying a sports car. You are buying a very expensive engineering project that will consume your savings, your weekends, and eventually, your entire personality. E-gear transmission failures alone cost more than most people's entire cars. And yet, people see a Lamborghini for $40,000 on AutoTrader and think they won. They did not win. The TVR Tuscan, British sports car, straight 6 engine, that sounded absolutely biblical. 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. No ABS, no traction control, no airbags. And reliability that made Land Rover look like Toyota. TVR basically handed you the keys and said, here's a fast car, good luck, we believe in you. They believed in you a little too much, honestly. The Lancia Delta Integrale, rally legend, all-wheel drive, turbocharged, won the World Rally Championship multiple times. One of the greatest performance cars ever built. Buy a used one today and you are funding an Italian mechanic's entire lifestyle indefinitely. Every single part is either unavailable, expensive, or both. Usually both. Carl loves this car deeply. Carl would never actually own one. The Maserati Ghibli, Italian heritage, stunning looks. Cost slightly less than a proper Maserati, which made people think they were getting into the Italian luxury club at a discount. They were getting into the Italian luxury repair club at full price. Cooling system failures, electrical issues, water pump problems, and depreciation so severe that driving it off the lot felt like throwing money out of a window at highway speed. Owners joke that Ghibli stands for goes high on bills immediately. Carl did not make that up. Real owners came up with that. Real suffering inspired that joke. And saving the most painful and most expensive for last. The Bugatti Veyron, 16-cylinder engine, 1,000 horsepower, the greatest engineering achievement in automotive history. The tires cost $40,000 to replace. The full service costs over $20,000. You cannot do it yourself, not even slightly. There are only a handful of certified Bugatti mechanics on the entire planet. And if you somehow find one of these for $2 million and think you are getting a bargain on a $10 million car, just know that the running costs will remind you very quickly that there are no bargains in the Bugatti world. 10 cars, all of them incredible in their own way. All of them absolutely determined to empty your wallet. The lesson, as always, is simple. Do your research before you fall in love with a badge. Carl has spoken.